Hey ladies, it's Brandon here doing Jennifer's Divinely You today. I decided it was about time that I abduct one of her videos and do a little voiceover. So I'm going to do the voice while Jennifer does her makeup. But before I get started, I wanted to share a little quote with you. Something that's always stuck with me for a while. It's by Anne Frank. And it says, I am one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. It's just something that always stuck with me for a really long time now, and at times it comes to mind, and it really helps me just kind of give it a little extra oomph when you feel like you don't have anything to give. So without any ado, let's get started.
Alright ladies, let's get started in here. So I'm going to use today the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Retractable Pencil. And what I like to do is I like to get the kind of the shape of my eyebrows first, drawing the inner side to make sure they're all centered, and then drawing the outside shape, and then kind of going on around the bottom sides. And what this does is it makes it so I don't get too big or too little bit of eyebrows. And I like to kind of fill those in just little bits at a time and just really get that good shape going on there. And you know, sometimes if you get just a little bit of extra, you can just kind of wipe that off. That's the nice thing about these pencils. From here, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara. The nice thing about this is it just kind of glues everything into place and makes sure that you don't have any of that color rub out at any point. Now for my Catrice Cosmetics Liquid Camouflage. And the nice thing about this is I can kind of put it under the eyebrow of the eyelid, making sure that I finish off that shape of the eyebrow. The nice thing about doing this now is later on when I do my foundation, this is already done. So that's one step ahead, and it makes it so that I don't end up rubbing away some of my eyebrow colors. And then I like to rub my stuff in real well with my beauty sponge. And the nice thing about this is once it's wet and moist, it really does well at grabbing on and actually spreading out my makeup instead of just absorbing all of it. Now, in order to make sure that we have the color all spread out and even, I like my Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. And yes, it does smell like banana. No, not really. Now while spreading out this color, just make sure you use a nice small brush that allows you to get into the creases of your eyelids and really make sure that you get those colors evenly spread. Now for my all-time favorite palette, the Jaclyn Hill palette. I just love all the colors and different varieties that you have in here. You have your bright colors, and then today I'm going to focus on kind of the more neutral tones for now. The nice thing about this is you don't really have to feel like you're branching out that far, so if it's your comfort zone, go with the neutral tones. Later on, I'll bring in a little bit more color for that. Before I finally bought this palette, I saved up my money for the longest time and just awaited the time that I could get it. And I've even loved sharing it with my family. Okay, now we're going to go to a little bit more of a pinky tone here to go on the bottom part of the eyelid. And the nice thing about this is it really blends the colors in well. So it kind of brings in a little bit more of my natural colors right up against the eyelashes. And it works really well just to kind of spread the tones around. Now make sure you never forget to get both eyes. You don't want to go out into public and have something uneven or mismatched. Probably one of my favorite parts about doing this part of the job is getting stuff all over my fingers. No, not really. It's nasty. I mean, I'm just spreading these colors all around without my palette. So what do? I turn to a brush and get a little bit darker color because you can never accentuate those eyes too much. It really gets the nice shape of the eyes and the colors and shades that you want. Now make sure, again, that you're just really blending these colors in really well and kind of get the nice, almost like a wingtip look off of here. And just working on mainly just the outside of the eye. Now I really like to make sure that I have a nice faded look, so I'm going to grab myself a new brush and then really just blend in a little bit darker color. The nice part about this is you can take it up as high as you want. Just make sure you don't get it too close to the eyebrows, because then you're just gonna make your eyelids and your eyebrows all one thing, and who wants that? So now for a little bit of cleanup. We really want to shape what we've just done a little bit, so we're going to grab just one of my makeup wipes. Whatever brand you like, it works for me. I really like just the Equate brand. It doesn't burn my face or anything, so I'm just going to use that. So you want to drag from the outside point of your eye and really drag it up, and just to kind of get that wingtip look. Okay. Now for the primer. I like my Milani Prime Perfection. It's a nice face primer, hydrating and pore minimizing. Because, you know, when you have big pores, the makeup's just going to seep in there. So if you can minimize them, then it's a win-win. Now you really want to make sure you rub this primer in all over your face, kind of on the under chin, up around the foreheads, and then move on to the foundation. Now just a little bit of a squirt on the fingertip allows you to kind of place that foundation wherever you need it. I like to go just a few spots on my forehead, down my nose, on my cheekbones, and then sometimes on my chin too. Now once you have that foundation placed wherever you want it, just use that beauty sponge. Again, it's my favorite. I love this thing. Just kind of dab and spread that bit around, focusing on the under eye, around the cheek, around the chin, and dab, 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 dab half the face, and then just kind of pull those lips down, and you know, just sound like an old person. Then you know it's all right. Just kind of keep dab, dab, dabbing. Now you want to make sure you don't forget the forehead. Now nobody likes makeup or foundation in their hair, so you got to make sure you pull that back and kind of get up into the hairline a little bit, because you know, if somebody can see that fine line, it's just not going to work out. Now back to my Catrice Cosmetics Liquid Camouflage, and what I like to do here is just kind of focus on the under eyes now. This really gets rid of the bags under your eyes if you're tired or you're overworked or you're just a mom, because every mom kind of feels a little tired and wants to hide some of those spots. Now don't be afraid to really load it on there, because you can never have too much of this stuff. It's going to do just what I said and hide all of those ugly spots. Now, of course, we got to do the war paint style. Go up between the eyes, down the brim of the nose, on the chin, and you know, we're kind of moving into now not hiding spots necessarily, but just spreading it around. And of course, we can't go without using my beauty sponge on this one. I just love it and could never go without. And you know, there's no better way to use it than to just look up and find those cobwebs up on the ceiling. Now keep spreading and dabbing and dab, 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 up the brim of the nose, dab, 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 and around the eyes. Now remember, try not to touch those eyebrows, because you don't want to remove any of that color. And if you find any spots left over, you know, just get a little bit of extra foundation or some of that liquid camouflage, and just get in all those little tiny creases. Careful not to get in your eye. It burns just a little bit. Okay, now for the Revolution Makeup Revolution London. This is the Iconic Lights and Contour Pro. I love my big brush. This is an Eco Tools brush, and I'm going to focus on kind of the bottom left color and just kind of pat it right on my cheekbones and start building up that contouring. Now as you move up from the contour, don't be afraid to just kind of spread that color around a little bit and make sure that you've got a nice even coat all the way across the forehead. Now as you move down from the forehead, just kind of focus on that other contour and building up that powder on this Contouring Pro. Now just take just a little bit more and emphasize those nice high cheekbones. Really bring those up, gals. Now, I told you I'd be back for some more color on that Jaclyn Hill. What I'm going to be doing with it at this point is just kind of continuing the look that we worked on earlier. This time kind of focusing on the underside of the eye. I really want to bring the color that I've added to my upper lid down underneath, just to kind of finish off this look. Now, just in case you thought I was done, no, I still have plenty more to go. Just now keep adding those colors under the eyes, keep on going, keep on adding color, and got some more darker tones now. At least I'm changing things up a little bit. Now, again, back to this color, the dark one for the left eye, and notice how the shape is really starting to come out. And I told you, I like to change out my colors. Back to the top of the eyes, just want to make sure we have some nice light colors around there. Nobody likes dark eyes. Oh yeah, and just the final touch up, and don't I look good? Now for Physicians Formula Butter Blush. Just pop this thing open, dab, dab, dab a little bit, and make sure you want to knock off the extra. Nobody likes that falling all over your face. And just add some nice peachy color to those cheeks. Now I love my fan brush that allows me to get a nice straight line right up those cheekbones, and for that again I went back to my Essence Brighten Up banana powder that does not smell like bananas. And you can never forget to go down that nose. You want to make sure it's a nice thin looking nose, and just touch up some of those spots that you missed. Sometimes while I'm going on my makeup, I just like to play with my hair just a little bit and just kind of wiggle it back and forth. Now, no makeup look is finished without a finishing spray. For this, I have the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Finishing Spray. And you got to make sure you get it dry. So just fan yourself and really make sure that gets set really dry. Now, when you open your eyes, just careful not to get dizzy or blind yourself. Now what I want to do is move back to this beauty sponge and make sure you find those cobwebs up on the ceiling and just really spread out the foundation and all the rest of your makeup. Now I want to move on to my eyeliner. For this I have my lacquer liner from L'Oreal Infallible. Now for this I just use a nice thin brush that has a nice tip to it, and just get your mirror so you can get nice and close and personal with that thing, and just ooh la la. Now take your makeup sponge and dab just a little bit out of your container, and don't go all the way into the inner portion of the eye. You want to actually start out just a little bit and just really pull all that eyeliner all the way out and work your way out so you can kind of build up that wingtip just a little bit. And don't forget to go back and kind of pick up and fix your mistakes. And for your wingtip, you want to just touch out just a tiny bit and kind of fill the outer portion of the eye and kind of build up that eyeliner. Now this is where you want to be real careful, because if you go too much, then it's just going to be a constant battle of getting things even. Now don't forget to just kind of check everything out and make sure it's all pristine and precise. Now what I'm working with now is my Essence Volume Stylist Lash Extension Mascara. And again, get real close and personal with that mirror, because you want to make sure you do this right. To get your eyelashes looking real big, you just got to glob the thing in there and focus on getting all the tips and all the mascara on both of your eyes. And careful not to poke your eyes. It really hurts. Now notice how much I'm blinking on this thing. It's just, you can never blink too much. Just blink, blink, blink away. Except on the bottom eyes. For some reason, it's just really hard to do with the bottom eyes. You can't blink and put mascara on at the same time. And just, that sawing action, just get used to that, because it works really well to break away the eyelashes. Now moving on to the lips. We have my Color Statement lip liner from Milani. Now all this is going to be used for is just getting the shape of your lips. Now make sure it's always an open mouth on this. You don't want to close those lips together, because it's just not going to get the right shape. So just take nice slow movements, slowly, and just draw those lines right. And the bottom lip is, of course, is going to be just a nice rounded look, and pull them tight so you can make sure you get all of the creases and everything filled in. And then you got to get that nice pointed tip on top. Okay, now for the rest of the lips, another Milani. This is just my Milani lipstick. Now in order for this to be properly applied, you want to make sure you open your mouth and pull those lips nice and tight. Now if you get it on your teeth by mistake, oops, sorry, it's not a big deal. You can just rub it right off. Now just keep going on those lips, working from top to bottom. Get a nice rounded shape on that bottom lip and smear it in. Now, you can never have too much product on two lips. So for this one, it's a hard candy plumping serum, because who doesn't like those plumped lips? And just kind of work that on. It gives it a nice glossy touch to it. And that's it. So girls, what do you think? Now I need to just make sure that I got everything done. Check under the hair, check around the cheeks and everywhere. And it looks pretty good to me. I like how it turned out. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Bye!